Y'all, for everyone who said Angie Stone's death didn't seem like an accident, step forward. Because now things are starting to look real suspicious. There are new reports coming out, and it's hard to ignore the details. One of Regina, Belle's backup singer, Sharita Murphy, was in the van with Angie during the crash. And according to her, that accident could have been prevented. Sharita reportedly said that something didn't feel right before it all happened. But here's where things get even crazier. Some people nearby claimed they heard popping sounds, almost like gunfire, right before the van flipped. There were even whispers about a sniper being spotted around the area. And get this, after the crash, the van's driver, Lethal Carter, supposedly made a phone call, then returned to the scene. Strange, right? And that's not all. Word is the driver didn't even have a valid license. Angie allegedly told him multiple times to stop speeding, but he ignored her. I dug a little into his background, and what I found was shocking. This man had no business being behind the wheel. His rap sheet is long. He's had run-ins with the law for parole violations, forgery, burglary, domestic violence, and even carrying a concealed weapon. He was also caught driving while his license was suspended and using someone else's license. This wasn't just a bad decision. This was straight-up negligence. Who hired this guy to drive a van full of people? Now let's talk about the truck that hit the van after it flipped. Reports claim that the driver of that truck quit his job shortly after the crash, then disappeared. His own wife filed a missing person report just days after. Some are even saying the trucking company he worked for might be connected to someone named Davis. It's all sounding way too messy for it to be a coincidence. When this story first broke, it was reported that Angie was in a van traveling from Alabama to Atlanta. It flipped on the highway around 4:25 a.m. on March 1st. After the van rolled, it was hit by a big rig. Angie was the only one who didn't survive. The others were taken to a nearby hospital for treatment, but Angie was pronounced dead at the scene. A lot of people already felt something wasn't right, especially after Angie recently spoke out against Universal Music Group. She exposed them for allegedly stealing money she earned from her music over the past 40 years. Angie had signed with MCA, which later became part of Universal. She wrote songs and helped build groups like Vertical Hold, and she gave us timeless hits like No More Rain, In This Cloud, and Wish I Didn't Miss You. Her music was everywhere, but she was never properly paid for her work. In one of her final videos, Angie talked about being seriously sick. She had a dangerous blood infection that forced her to cancel shows and get treatment. While she was recovering, she started looking into her financial records. What she found shocked her. According to Angie, Universal had been collecting her royalties and mechanicals, and she hadn't seen a penny. She said they took everything, her publishing, her earnings, her credit, and left her with nothing. Angie said she gave her life to the music business. For over 4 decades, she worked, toured, and created hits that made millions for the label. And yet, she was left struggling. That video was heartbreaking to watch. She looked worn out, not just from her illness, but from years of being taken advantage of. She made it clear that she wasn't going to stay quiet anymore. She wanted her fans to know the truth. So now, with all this information coming out, the sketchy driver, the strange behavior after the crash, the missing truck driver, and Angie's own words about being stolen from, it's hard not to think something deeper was going on. If all these rumors are true, then this wasn't just a tragic accident. It could be something far darker, something planned. And if that's the case, then justice needs to be served. Angie Stone didn't just make music, she made history. She deserved better. She deserved respect. And she deserved the truth. We'll keep watching this story. There are too many questions and not enough answers. And if this was really something more than just a crash, then we owe it to Angie to uncover the full story. Stay tuned, because this isn't over yet.
Through all of this, I soon found out that one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music, it's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen.
Angie said she went to Universal Music to let them know they needed to return the money she earned. She made it clear she was ready to do whatever it took to make sure she got paid for the music she created over her career. Not just for herself, but for her kids and grandkids too. She also claimed that the companies she signed with didn't properly register many of her songs, which led to her missing out on money. Angie mentioned there were class action lawsuits related to this issue. She said her legal team was digging into everything she might be owed. She also warned younger artists to be careful in the music industry because it can be full of hidden traps.
I have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem?
I mean, doesn't it seem strange that right after Angie Stone exposed such powerful people, she ends up in a deadly crash, and she's the only one who dies? That alone has people talking. Now, others who were in the van with her are starting to speak out, and they're saying this might not have been an accident at all. One of those people is Sharita Murphy, who reportedly gave details about what happened before the accident. According to her, the driver, Lethal Carter, was speeding and completely ignored Angie's repeated requests to slow down. Angie even asked him why he was in such a hurry at 4 a.m., especially since she was the one performing in Baltimore, not him. Sharita said he just kept saying he needed to get to Baltimore fast. Because of this, she believes he should be held legally responsible. If everyone in the vehicle told him to slow down and he refused, then Sharita feels like charges need to be filed. And this isn't just her opinion. This is her account of what happened. That's not all. Other strange details have come up, too, though they haven't been officially confirmed. Some people have said that witnesses nearby claimed they heard loud popping sounds, like gunshots, right before the van flipped. There are also rumors that the driver, Lethal Carter, didn't even